Hello, it's Alexandra. Today's video is on owning your desire and never giving up. And it was inspired this morning as I was feeling into the new year and feeling into New Year's resolutions and some intentions that I set for this year. And I was thinking about how great the new year is. It's a fresh start. For many of us, we create New Year's resolutions and we look at the things that we want to change and the things that we want to transform and things that we want to do and have and be and create, and it's a really beautiful time. I think the challenge with the new year creative brainstorms that we have is that we're so filled up, we're so inspired, and we feel like anything is possible that we create so many things that we want to do, and then we create like a big list of I want to do, be, have, create this, and we can feel it. And I think that feeling tone is really important because I feel like that is the next version of ourselves calling us forward, and those glimpses that we have of what's possible in our life is actually the next phase of our evolution. It is who we are becoming. I think where the challenge, I'll say, is that it doesn't all have to happen January 1st. We don't have to do all 50 things that we thought up of in our creative brainstorm of our New Year's resolutions. And this is a big idea, and especially for me because I am like the queen. I have been the queen of big, elaborate projects and things I'm going to do, and it's just pretty hilarious to see. But what I found in this process is that actually I'm way more successful, way more productive, way more consistent, and happier and more fulfilled when I keep it really simple. And this can be challenging for people that tend to think big and really want to explore what's possible. But if we can break it down to simplicity and the simple things that will really help us live our greatest life. And some ways that you can do that is think about, if I did this one thing, maybe two, maybe three things throughout this entire year, if I created these habits in my life, what habits would create the most benefit in my life? What would I feel the best at doing? So just asking yourself that. And for me, I'll share mine, it was green juice and yoga. So every day having a minimum of 16 ounces of green juice and doing a minimum of 15 minutes of yoga every single day. And for me, these are things that are easy for me to do. I've gone through phases where I've done both of them consistently. So this next phase of just doing it consistently every single day is a manageable step. I feel like I can win, and I've been winning for the last 15 days now, 16 days, which is great. I go to bed feeling like I have succeeded. I am really rocking things that I feel are really important to me, habits that I really want to be part of my daily life. So I think that is very important. And I also will say, and this is the same thing with our to-do list. The to-do list. Yes, I used to write down like 50 things I would do in a day. And it was just insanely impossible. We only have so many hours in a day. And I like to be chill and just go at my own pace, so it just didn't match up. So now what I do every morning is I write down 1 to maybe 5 things that I would really feel jazzed if at the end of the day I was like, those things got complete. And I set myself up to win, and I think it's so important that we set ourselves up to win. And I've also found that when I set myself up to win, I feel so much better. I'm way more productive. I feel jazzed, I feel enthusiastic, I feel inspired, I feel creative, I feel turned on. And the inner critic can't get me down because I've set myself up to win. So I think that this is a really important thing, to set yourself up to win. I know it sounds super simple, but it is so powerful. And also I want to say, as we're working on these habits, these disciplines that we want to create in the new year, realizing that some of these habits we have been practicing, if you will, over and over, that it is hardwired into our brain. We have done this habit every single day, whether that's eating sugar or overeating or smoking or drinking or whatever it is for you. You've been doing it for a long time, that it takes time to create new neural pathways in our brain, to create new habits. So knowing that, knowing and loving yourself and having compassion for yourself and understanding for yourself, realizing, okay, this is going to take some time, and giving yourself the time and the patience and the love to actually create the habit, and don't beat yourself up, especially when you relapse. And I say relapse because for the most part it's inevitable. Like, we're so unless we're completely aware and conscious in every moment, there's going to be moments where we're like, the inner critic got me down and I didn't do what I said I was going to do, or I didn't do what I'm committed to, or my discipline that I want to do. And that's okay. It is completely okay. I think where we make the mistake is then we let this inner critic beat us up, and we feel like losers, and we feel like, you know what? I've tried this so many times. Like, this is like my millionth time of doing this. Why would I ever start it again? Maybe I should just give it up. Maybe I'm not cut out to do this. Maybe, whatever the stories are. And to that, I say it is so important that we own our desires. We own the things that we want to create, the habits that we want to really become a part of our daily practice. And not beating ourselves up. I know I keep saying that, but it's so important to not beat ourselves up, and to be really, really clear that this is something that we're inspired to implement into our daily life, and realizing that failure is part of life. And I love this quote by it's Winston Churchill. Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. If we could all go from one failure to another without the loss of enthusiasm, we'd be rock stars. It is true. We would be rock stars. So I think that's what we need to focus on, getting back up and committing and never ever giving up, even if it takes us 500 million tries to actually do something. If there is a habit or something that you really, really want to do in your life, you've got to give it the time, you've got to give it the energy, you've got to give it your enthusiasm and your passion and your intensity and your fierceness. Like, it needs to be a dominant experience in your daily life. It needs to be a dominant focus. And I know for me there was a time where I felt like I'd failed so many times doing things, and that I would have a loss of enthusiasm, and I would start it like half-heartedly, which just sets us up to not win. It sets us up to make the mistake and to be losers all over again. So for me, it's been the practice of owning my desire and saying, okay, great, yeah, maybe I messed up yesterday. Fantastic. Let me get back up. Let me not lose my enthusiasm, and let me get connected to why this is so important to me, and then keep doing it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And yes, love yourself. Love, love, love yourself. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when we feel like we're failing ourselves and we feel like we're not fulfilling our commitments to ourselves. But honoring the whole process and recommitting, I think that's the most important thing. Not the initial commitment, it is the recommitment. Do we have the courage to recommit again today with enthusiasm? So that's the idea for today. Keep it simple and love yourself. Be patient with yourself. Never give up. Own your desires, and let go of that inner critic. Let her, him. You've been listening to her long enough, so let it go, and just tap into what you truly, truly want, and show up for your life every single day. Have a beautiful one, and until next time.